The latest on a crash and run that ended with thousands of dollars of diamonds stolen. Could new legislation help ease concerns for parents who use daycares for their children? And with the fate of state mental facilities undecided, a possible look into the future of such care.
Hey, I'm meteorologist Rick Kirby outside tonight. Still some clouds hanging around, but they're starting to clear from west to east as the rain moves out of the area, and it looks like cooler weather set to settle in as a cold front is pushed through as well. High pressure brings sunshine tomorrow. There's your first forecast. You'll wake up to sunshine at 52, top out near 75. Weather's next.
Live on Newschannel 20, Central Illinois' largest and most experienced news team. This is Newschannel at 9 on Fox, Illinois.
The whole smash and grab seems to be random enough that as long as they space it out, maybe they could go on forever.
The hunt is still on. Will the four men who broke into a Tuscola diamond store ever be caught? Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Marianne Manco. The robbery happened Tuesday at Tangier Outlet Mall as the burglars drove through the front door and then took whatever jewelry they could grab. And while no suspects are currently in custody, News Channel at 9's Liz Lohais tells us the van itself was stolen from Oak Park and used in two similar Northern Illinois robberies.
Wooden boards and chipped paint is the only indication anything out of the ordinary happened at this Zales Diamond store in Tuscola. A much different scene the morning of May 1st.
More damage was done to the store than what they took in merchandise.
Still, police have no suspects in custody, most likely because they are dealing with smart criminals.
They had obviously done this before.
Joseph Clegg has lived in East Central Illinois his whole life, but this is the first time he's ever heard of something like this happening in the region.
You hear about break-ins and you hear about people robbing gas stations, but never someone smashing a utility van through the front of a store at an outlet mall and grabbing everything and running. It's more like movie quality stuff.
Police are looking for 4 suspects, all wearing hoods. One stayed in the van the morning of the burglary. 3 others got out with hammers, crowbars, and buckets. Even with the van breaking down at the store, all 4 completed the burglary and got away in less than 2 minutes. Knowing the burglars are still on the loose makes some people in the small town of Tuscola nervous.
It's a matter of when they're going to do it again.
The next step for Tuscola police is getting their hands on surveillance video, but the chief tells me they have not yet received it. Because this crime was so organized and it's likely these thieves have done this before, some wonder if they'll ever get caught.
The whole smash and grab seems to be random enough that as long as they space it out, maybe they could go on forever.
In Tuscola, Liz Lohais for News Channel at 9 on Fox, Illinois.
Tuscola Police Chief Craig Hastings says an exact value of the stolen jewelry is not being disclosed, but they do know what that is. But Tuscola Police are now working closely with the Tinley Park detectives since similar robberies happened in that area. Dozens of students marched across the U of I campus to raise awareness about a federal deportation case. The students are part of a local chapter of La Fuerza Juventud, which means the youth force. The march began at the main quad and continued down Green Street today, and it was all for 27-year-old Gabino Sanchez, an illegal immigrant who lives in South Carolina. Sanchez, who has been working as a construction worker and landscaper, was arrested on a traffic violation with no driver's license in November, and he was reported to the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Office. Sanchez arrived here from Mexico 13 years ago and now has a wife and 2 kids who are U.S. citizens. And nearly 7 months after a DUI accident claims the life of his daughter, a Pleasant Plains man still behind bars has his case pushed back. Authorities say last October, Paul Carlson was behind the wheel of that vehicle when it crashed, killing his 7-year-old daughter. Today, Carlson's Sangamon County case was continued on a defendant's motion, so his next court date is now scheduled for late summer. Last week, thousands of Illinois daycare providers found out that they may not be receiving that state funding for child care for the rest of the fiscal year. But a bill filed today at the State House could change all that. It would transfer about $73 million from the state's unspent funds to the General Revenue Fund, which would then go directly to the child care line item. News Channel at 9's Andrew Hansen explains.
At Playful Steps Childcare in Springfield, family childcare provider Pamela Franks is taking care of several kids.
See the yellow?
But she's concerned now that the state has delayed childcare payments to people like her because of budget issues. These children won't have a place to go.
The subsidy payments, that's what keeps the business flowing. Without subsidy payments, that means I would have to close my business. If I close my business, families won't be able to work, and if they can't, because I won't be able to provide care for their children.
Child care providers like Pamela are clinging to some hope, that being a bill recently introduced at the State House. It would transfer more than $70 million to the child care line item. That would help big time. But is Pamela confident lawmakers will act on that?
I'm not sure. The state is so shaky right now, I'm not sure.
That's why child care providers are expected to be at the State House Tuesday to lobby lawmakers to fix the problem. We have seen similar cuts at the State House before, only for those items to eventually get funded. Whether it was facility closures or regional school superintendents not getting paid, several groups have seen their life change in an instant, but after some money moving, things were saved. But Chris Mooney, a UIS political science professor, says this year could be different.
There's going to be pain, there's going to be facilities shut, people are probably, there's people going, state workers aren't going to lose their jobs, some of them, there's going to be less services for people.
In Springfield, Andrew Hansen for Newschannel at 9 on Fox, Illinois.
Now, this lack of money would impact about 40,000 child care providers and more than 80,000 low-income parents. Lawmakers return to Springfield tomorrow and are scheduled to be in session throughout May 31st. Well, the question is, who will be the Republican candidate for the 13th congressional district race to replace the retiring Tim Johnson? Tonight, the field has been narrowed down to 4. GOP officials have chosen businesswoman Kathy Wasink, Jerry Clark, who was Johnson's former chief of staff, Erica Harold, a former Miss America who is now an attorney, and Rodney Davis, a congressional aide. So what's next? Well, the chairman in each of the 14 counties within the newly drawn 13th district will choose the winner on May 19th.
Well, it's very important for us to maintain any seat that we can, and I think that any one of these candidates can defeat Mr. Gill in the general election.
On May 14th, precinct committeemen from all around the 13th district will be in Springfield to meet with these 4 candidates. That meeting is not open to the public. The winner will then face Democrat David Gill on the November ballot. He's a doctor from Bloomington. All right, they may be retired, but they're still showing up for work every day. You might call them the 55 Club, a group comprised of hundreds of volunteers from Sangamon, Menard, and Logan counties who call themselves RSVP. The acronym stands for Retired Senior Volunteer Program, and their goal is to help almost any nonprofit and government-based program that needs it for free. Last year alone, the group was responsible for more than 80,000 volunteer hours.
The slogan for this program is choose how you serve. So you can choose multiple sites, you can choose one, you can serve a couple hours a week. I have volunteers that serve up to 40 hours a week. So it really just depends on how the program works for you and your schedule.
RSVP is the largest program for senior volunteers nationwide with more than 500,000 active members, but they want more. So if you're interested in volunteering, give them a call. It's 528-4035. And imagine feeding those in need without even leaving your property. Here's your chance. The U.S. Postal Service started their annual food drive today, and all you have to do is bag up a few non-perishable food items and hang that bag from your mailbox. This Saturday, letter carriers are partnering with dozens of local food banks and pantries to distribute all of that food. And still ahead here on News Channel at 9 on Fox, Illinois. As a tourist town, Springfield is known for its history of Abraham Lincoln, but just how much does the city benefit in terms of tourist dollars and tourist jobs? And yes, you're hearing this correctly. Which community in Central Illinois is giving away money to visiting shoppers? The answer is still ahead. More than 1 million people a year from all around the globe travel to the capital city as part of their vacation or to attend things like conventions. Well, It's National Tourism Week, and so city leaders are now encouraging you to find out exactly why people enjoy coming here by planning what they call a staycation in the capital city. They want you to learn more about your own sites and what our area has to offer. Last year alone, $124 billion in tax revenue was generated from tourism alone for our state and federal government. Springfield Mayor Mike Houston says tourism and travel creates about 3,000 jobs in the Springfield and Sangamon County area alone. Meanwhile, a team of experts called the Sustainable Design Assessment Team is touring downtown Springfield this week, and one of the problems that they're going to be looking at involves 600,000 square feet of space that's not being used downtown. News Channel at 9's Andrea Marvin has more on why they're here.
It's one of the success stories downtown, an old building transformed into the first brewery in the capital city.
We just thought we'd take home brewing to another level.
Obadiah Isaacs is an example of what's possible for areas in the heart of the city that have been plagued with for lease signs. According to census data, 2,600 workers from government and commercial sectors have left downtown Springfield in the last 7 years.
We just can't get out of that mindset of the property owners thinking the state's going to rent those spaces.
Victoria Ringer with Downtown Springfield says there's about 600,000 square feet of empty space in downtown Springfield. To fill a demand for living space, SDAT will be looking at converting old state buildings or vacant facilities like the YWCA into apartments.
As we're looking to up the residential properties in downtown, almost every, if not every, place that has apartments has a waiting list right now. And we have calls every week about people wanting to live downtown.
For instance, the Lincoln Square Apartments has a waiting list with rent up to $975.
Right now, residential is a big market in urban areas and in downtowns. And so I would think that developers that want to get some value out of their building would have to be looking at residential in the market as it is now.
Like Carol Oxtoby, who converted the upper level of her 5 buildings into apartments that are now full.
I've had trouble convincing property owners to convert to apartments because they're waiting for the office market to return. It's been gone for a decade or more.
Andrea Marvin, News Channel at 9, Fox, Illinois.
Now, that assessment team is also looking into getting rid of some of the one-way streets downtown. That, they say, would slow down the flow of traffic and make businesses more accessible. SDAT, as they're called, will be here for the next 3 days. They held a review meeting earlier this evening, and another one is scheduled for Wednesday. Well, finding a new home is tough for most of us, but if you are disability challenged, it's a lot tougher. So a local organization is helping out. Today, Spark held a community residents open house geared specifically toward those who may soon have to relocate from state institutions like the Jacksonville JDC, which is slated to close due to budget cuts. Spark is the Springfield chapter of ARC, which helps people with intellectual and developmental disabilities live a more independent life. And if you spend cash in Gibson City, you'll earn cash to spend in Gibson City. Yeah, you heard that right. But this new program won't last forever. Here's how it works. The program by Gibson City kicked off on May 1st with $100,000 to give away to people who shop locally. Not even a week into the program, and the city's already given away $65,000. Just this morning, $8,000 in Gibson City bucks was handed out to 80 shoppers. So how can you get in on the action here? Well, first you need to spend $100 or more at a local store in Gibson. Then take your receipt to City Hall to get your Gibson City bucks. And up next on News Channel at 9 on Fox, Illinois, clouds, cooler temperatures, a bit of rain. What will the rest of the week bring? We've got a complete check of your Fox Storm Team forecast next.
Well, good evening. I'm meteorologist Rick Kirby. Outside tonight, the clouds have broken, and we saw a pretty nice sunset tonight. We'll show you that in just a moment. But there goes the rain right there to our east. So the rain is out of here, and it looks like we have some dry weather ahead. And you can see the clearing that's taking place from west to east here tonight. And this all sets up a nice sunshiny day for you tomorrow. So there's the cold front pressing off to the east, low pressure leaving as well. A ridge of high pressure starting to settle in over the northern plains, setting up the nice day tomorrow. So the clouds continue to break tonight. Cool, rule cools this week as temperatures will be only in the low 70s for most of the week ahead, but it looks like a dry stretch of weather as well, and I think we'll all take that sunshine after a pretty gloomy and wet at times the weekend. Well, temperatures right now pretty nice outside. We're in the 60s currently. It's 63 in Lincoln, up in Peoria 62 degrees, 65 in Litchfield, Jacksonville you're at 66 degrees, Springfield officially out at the airport 64 degrees. A few clouds. It's a partly cloudy sky. The winds are calm right now, and the dew point starting to fall behind this cold front. The dew point now at 60. It'll fall into the 50s here overnight tonight. Temperatures today weren't too bad. A little cooler because of the clouds. We were in the mid 70s. It was 76 in Jacksonville, 73 in Lincoln, Decatur 76, Champaign in the mid 70s today. Officially, we're looking at, well, we were actually in the 70s, so disregard that. It was 66 for the low so far, 62 or 72, I should say, and 50 are the normals. And our rain total in Springfield since midnight was 0.06 of an inch of rain. I mentioned a sunset, and I kind of stood in front of it there for you. Sorry about that, but we had a nice sunset tonight, and you can see those clouds that were out there as well, kind of clearing and setting up really a nice evening. There's that sunset one more time for you. How about that? See, I told you it was nice. Now tomorrow again, we will see a lot of sunshine, all thanks to high pressure, and it looks like that kind of weather is going to continue right into Friday. And there's how you can find me online: Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest, and of course our website, which is a great one, at WICS.com. Now tomorrow we'll watch low pressure continue its movement to the east, so that's good news. That's the rain chance there, and you can see here it's a mostly clear sky as high pressure to our northwest starts to settle in. The problem is it's coming from the northwest, so it's Canadian high pressure, so we'll be a little bit cooler, but we'll get the sunshine. I think that will be nice and make all of us a little happier to see some sunshine all day long. In fact, as I said, almost all week long. Now temperatures tomorrow, again, a little bit cooler than what it's been, especially with that record high over the weekend, but look for highs tomorrow in the low to mid 70s. So 52 overnight tonight as the clouds continue to break, and then tomorrow we'll look for mostly sunny skies, a nice day with a high temperature of 74 degrees. Here's the 7-day forecast. Sunshine again on Wednesday with a high near 70, kind of coolish again Thursday and Friday with more sunshine though. Temperatures both days will be in the 70s, and here comes the weekend. Saturday's dry, a rain or storm chance Saturday night and into Sunday, 74 and dry for the high temperature on Monday.
International markets endure a drop today after another big shift of power in Europe. Fox News correspondent Doug Luzader has the story from Washington.
This is just more evidence of a big shift to the left in Europe, and we're likely to feel the impact here at home. A celebration for the new president of France. Socialist Francois Hollande knocked off the mercurial Nicolas Sarkozy. And overseas, the markets wasted little time responding.
The last thing he needs is a situation where he hasn't even taken office yet, and all of a sudden the markets are voting no on Francois Hollande and his presidency by running up interest rates, by speculating against the euro and speculating against France.
Hollande campaigned against the big spending cuts that conservatives in Europe back, promising more spending and a return to socialist rule. Coupled with parliamentary elections in Greece this weekend, it signals a larger European rejection of austerity measures that have upset deeply entrenched public worker unions. But Hollande and the markets may only go so far.
Despite the rhetoric, I don't think the socialist government in France can renegotiate the austerity terms agreed to by the Sarkozy government.
And beyond the impact on U.S. markets today, Hollande's ascension also means that President Obama will have to forge new relations with France. Hollande has already been invited to the White House. One consequence of all of this uncertainty, both in Europe and here at home, the price of oil has fallen, now dropping below $100 a barrel. In Washington, Doug Luzader, Fox News.
And with those oil prices dropping because of a perceived economic weakness in the U.S. and Europe, there is that silver lining. In the last 30 days, the average price for a gallon of regular unleaded gas is down more than 12 cents. According to the latest Lundberg survey, the national average is now $3.85 a gallon. And still ahead in sports, the Bulls are on the ropes in the NBA playoffs, trailing the 76ers 3-1. We're going to hear from Coach Tom Thibodeau next on News Channel at 9 on Fox, Illinois.
The The road to an NBA championship may be coming to an end for the Chicago Bulls. It was bad when they lost Derrick Rose in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference playoffs, but when Joakim Noah went down in Game 3 and sat out Game 4, it just got worse. The Bulls now trail the 76ers 3-1 in the best-of-7 series as it moves back to Chicago tomorrow night. The Bulls are now just 1 game away from being just the 5th #1 seed in NBA history to lose to an 8 seed in the playoffs. The Bulls have to bounce back at home, and Coach Tom Thibodeau is confident that his team can do that.
It comes down to will, to make the play, whatever's necessary, whether it's 3 stops in a row, 3 scores in a row, whatever you may need, that's what you have to get done. And I think that comes down to, your mental toughness, your physical toughness.
Well, the accolades keep coming for the Illini baseball team. Second baseman and pitcher Reed Roper, and one of 2 Big Ten players that are on the watch list for the John Olerud Two-Way Player of the Year award. Roper's been stellar on the mound at the plate for the Illini this season. He has 19 RBI and 20 runs for Illinois, while being a part of an Illini defense that leads the nation in double plays with 63. Well, Pepper Gay being named the Big Ten's Pitcher of the Week after she played a role in each of the Illini's 4 wins last week with 3 wins and 1 save. Gay posted a 1.46 ERA in 4 games, striking out 21, allowing 16 hits. This is her 2nd career Big Ten weekly honor. Well, Tim Jankovich leaving Illinois State University for Southern Methodist, leaving the Redbirds searching for a new head basketball coach. Could they have found their guy? Earlier reports today said that Rob Judson, an assistant, was going to be the Redbirds' next head coach, but tonight a new frontrunner has prevailed. Our ABC affiliate in Peoria, WEEK, has learned that Vanderbilt assistant Dan Moeller will be named the head coach tomorrow at 4 p.m. at a press conference. Moeller has been at Vanderbilt for 12 years and played at Illinois State from 1994 to 2008. Well, that is going to do it for sports. Marianne?
Krista, thanks a lot. And still ahead, a quick look at headlines. But first, today's winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck. The news doesn't stop at 9. Here's a preview.
I'm Jerry Lambert. Here's what's coming up in a half hour on ABC News Channel 20 Nightside. Teachers consider it among their highest honors, but only one gets to take it home. Today, the District 186 Teacher of the Year Award went to a veteran educator from Washington Middle School. We'll share her story, and you'll see how the selection process works to decide this year's best educator in District 186. Now here's Rick with a final look at your 7-day forecast.
Hey, thanks, Jerry. Tomorrow, it's all sunshine after a gloomy day today. Now, temperatures this week will be a little bit cooler, but all in all, a nice week ahead, and it's nice to see some dry weather after quite a bit of rain chances over the last week to 10 days. So there you go, 74 tomorrow, 70 for the high temperature on Wednesday, 71, and more sunshine on Thursday. Friday, we'll wrap up the dry week with more sunshine and high of 73 degrees, and more rain chances Saturday night into Sunday.
That's our time. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.
From Central Illinois' largest news channel and most experienced news team, thanks for watching your primetime news. News Channel at 9 on Fox, Illinois.